The first contact. That wasn't the year was 2387 when the galaxy officially learned what humanity had become. For centuries, humans had watched the stars with a mix of longing and dread. They had prepared, not to meet new friends, but to face new threats. Earth was no paradise, it was a crucible, a death world by galactic standards. What humanity didn't know, however, was that the rest of the galaxy had already written them off as a statistical impossibility. A species that survived a death world. The galactic community thought it laughable, but that was before the Galactic Accord. A coalition of thousands of species ran into a problem they couldn't solve. An unstoppable force known as the Kisrath Horde was sweeping across the stars, consuming everything in its path. Entire star systems were reduced to ash, and no alliance or advanced technology seemed capable of halting their advance. Desperation led the Accord to scan for species they might have overlooked, and that's when they rediscovered humanity. The first signal arrived in the form of a probe. It was a sleek, triangular device bearing markings in no known language. Earth's defense satellites picked it up, and within minutes, a warning beacon was broadcast across every major human colony. The United Terran Federation, UTF, scrambled its fleets expecting warships. Instead, a simple audio transmission crackled through. To the sentience of Sol 3, we request parley. Commander Elena Drake stood on the bridge of the UTF dreadnought. Resolute. A no-nonsense woman forged by years of military service, she studied the alien probe with wary eyes. "What's the analysis?" she asked. Her science officer, Lieutenant Carver, replied, "No weapons detected. Power signatures are minimal. It's a glorified interstellar messenger, ma'am." Drake frowned. "Open a channel. Let's hear what they have to say." The voice that replied was unnervingly calm. It introduced itself as Envoy Thalan of the Galactic Accord, requesting humanity's aid against the Kisrath Horde. Thalan's voice carried an undertone of desperation, a quality Drake recognized immediately. Still, her orders were clear. Approach with caution. "Why us?" Drake asked after hearing their plea. "Why come to humanity?" There was a pause. "You are a death world species. If anyone can withstand the Kisrath, it is you." Drake's expression darkened. "Death world? What the hell does that mean?" Thalan's explanation sent a chill through the bridge. Planets like Earth, with volatile climates, apex predators, and high mortality rates, were statistical anomalies. Most intelligent life developed on paradise worlds, where conditions were stable and survival was easy. To the Accord, humanity's very existence was both a miracle and a threat. "We were hoping," Thalan added, "that your unique resilience might be the answer." Drake's voice was ice. "We'll consider your request, but make no mistake. If this is a trap, you'll regret the day you reached out to Earth." Secrets beneath the surface. The Accord's request sparked a heated debate among humanity's leaders. Some argued that aiding the galaxy would secure humanity's place among the stars. Others believed it was a fool's errand. Why risk everything for species that had ignored or dismissed them for centuries? Amidst the deliberations, Earth's top scientists and military strategists began to analyze everything the Accord had sent. They pored over data about the Kisrath, their biology, their tactics, their seemingly invincible fleets. One thing was clear: the Horde was unlike any threat humanity had faced before. They were relentless, adaptive, and utterly alien. Dr. Marcus Halloway, a xenobiologist, discovered the first clue. The Kisrath weren't merely conquerors, they were harvesters. Their biology was as much a weapon as their fleets. Standing over 8 feet tall, the Kisrath's exoskeletons were composed of a biometallic alloy that deflected most conventional weaponry. Their sensory systems operated on wavelengths humans couldn't detect, granting them unparalleled perception on the battlefield. But their most terrifying feature was their ability to consume and repurpose organic matter into energy, fueling both their bodies and their war machines. Their warpath wasn't driven by expansion, but by survival. A relentless need to feed their ravenous swarms. They're not just fighting for territory, Holloway explained in a briefing. They're fighting to live, by making sure nothing else can. They consumed the very life force of planets, leaving barren husks in their wake. Worse, they had evolved to counter most known forms of resistance. Except, Holloway noted during a briefing, they've never encountered humans. Admiral Sophia Kane, one of the UTF's most decorated officers, was skeptical. What makes you think we'll fare any better? Holloway leaned forward. Because we're unpredictable. Our evolution, our history, is filled with overcoming impossible odds. They've adapted to fight predictable opponents. We're anything. But Kane wasn't convinced. But the decision wasn't hers alone. Ultimately, the Council of Nations voted to send a delegation to the Accord's capital. Humanity would offer aid, on one condition. If the mission succeeded, the Accord would formally recognize humanity as an equal member, granting them access to galactic resources and technology. Envoy Thalen agreed immediately. We have no other choice. Into the maelstrom, the UTF dispatched its finest, a fleet of warships led by the Resolute. Months of preparation had led to this moment, where every detail, from ship readiness to personal resolve, was scrutinized. The crew had trained tirelessly, running simulations and drills that pushed them to their limits. Scientists worked around the clock to refine strategies, while engineers perfected the systems that would keep them alive in the void. Diplomats, though few, prepared to represent humanity with both humility and defiance. Before departure, Commander Elena Drake gathered the crew in the Resolute's vast hangar bay. This mission isn't just a fight for survival. It's a fight for our future, she said, her voice unwavering. The galaxy will see what it means to come from Earth, to endure the impossible, and to rise stronger. We carry the hopes of humanity, and we will not falter. The emotional weight of her words settled over the assembled crew, uniting them with a shared sense of purpose. As the fleet departed, a quiet determination filled the air, every soul on board ready to face the unknown. Commander Drake was placed in charge of the mission, her no-nonsense demeanor earning her the respect of both her crew and the alien envoys aboard. The journey to the Accord's capital, Celestara Prime, was uneventful until they passed through a sector bordering Kazrath space. There they encountered their first Horde vessel. It was massive, an amalgamation of organic and mechanical components that pulsed with a sickly green light. The Kazrath ship dwarfed the Resolute, but Drake refused to back down. Weapons online, she ordered. Let's see what these bastards are made of. The ensuing battle was unlike anything humanity had faced before. The Kazrath's weaponry was brutal, designed to dismantle ships on a molecular level. But the Resolute and its fleet fought back with a ferocity that stunned even their alien allies. The Kazrath were relentless, but they weren't prepared for humanity's ingenuity. Tactical maneuvers, adaptive AI systems, and sheer determination turned the tide. When the battle ended, the Resolute emerged battered but victorious. For the first time, the Kazrath had been stopped. Word of the victory spread quickly, and humanity's reputation as Deathworlders, unpredictable, unstoppable, and unyielding, began to take root. The Alliance fractures on arrival at Celestara Prime. Humanity's delegation was met with equal parts awe and skepticism. The Accord's leadership, a council of the most influential species, gathered to witness the humans firsthand. But as discussions began, it became clear that the Accord was not as united as it seemed. Some factions viewed humanity as saviors, their death world origins a beacon of hope against the Kazrath. Others saw them as a threat, a barbaric species that had no place among the stars. The tension was palpable, and Commander Drake found herself walking a tightrope. Dr. Holloway, meanwhile, worked alongside alien scientists to develop a countermeasure against the Kazrath. They discovered that the Horde's biology relied on a unique energy matrix, one that could potentially be disrupted. But the necessary technology didn't exist. Humanity's engineers proposed a radical solution, a weapon that combined human ingenuity with alien advancements. Not everyone was on board. The Krellian delegation, a species renowned for their pacifism, accused humanity of warmongering. You would risk destabilizing the galaxy with your reckless methods, their ambassador hissed during a council meeting. Drake's patience snapped. And what's your plan? Wait for the Kisrath to knock on your door? We didn't ask for this war, but we sure as hell won't back down from it. Her words resonated with some, but others remained unconvinced. As the debate raged, reports came of another Kisrath attack, this time on an Accord stronghold. The Horde was getting closer. The cost of survival humanity's weapon, codenamed Erebus, was a gamble. It required immense energy and precision, and its deployment would put everyone involved at risk. But the alternative was extinction. The Accord reluctantly approved the plan, and preparations began. The Resolute was chosen to lead the mission, carrying Erebus into the heart of Kisrath territory. As the crew readied themselves, Drake addressed them. This isn't just about Earth. It's about every world out there that can't fight back. We're humanity's best, and we're going to show the galaxy what that means. The mission was a gauntlet. Kisrath forces swarmed them at every turn, their numbers seemingly endless. The Resolute took heavy damage, and losses mounted. But humanity's resilience shone through. Engineers,